I've got a surprise for you today, something that I've worked on for a really, really long time, and you're going to hear about it, but I'm also going to share some cool stuff with you in this episode. What is up, my fearless networking friend, Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another episode. Super fired up for the year. I hope you are as well. Hopefully you're getting your year off. You hit the ground running. In fact, I did an episode a couple weeks ago called exactly that, Hit the Ground Running. I don't know, the beginning of the year is such an exciting time. It's a refreshing time. It's a, resetting time. It's a regrouping time. It's a new time. It's just a beautiful time of the year to be ripping and roaring. So, I got to say, I'm really excited because I've worked on something for the last couple, actually it's probably been more than that. It's probably been the last 4 months. And we finally gotten the final version of it back to the office, and I'll share that with you in a second. But here's something that every single networker, when they come into a business, they either ask it out loud or they ask it internally. Like when you're like the first time somebody gets into a network marketing business, okay, they see the product, they see the opportunity, they see themselves in the opportunity with the product or service, and they're like, cool, I want to go do this, but how do I do it? Right? And then how do I do it? How do we do this thing? Do I got to go knocking on doors? What am I doing? Do I advertise it? Like a new person in network marketing doesn't know what to do because they've never done it. And so it's our job to help them understand what it is that we do in the business. And a couple other questions that people will ask themselves are, okay, all right, this makes sense, this is cool, but not only, and this is under the framework of what do I do, is who do I talk to, and what the heck do I say to them when I talk to them? And so that's one of the reasons why, in pretty much every network marketing company, when, like in a fast start kit or getting started training, there's always like a couple of scripts. And the script's like just how to have a conversation, with your first handful of prospects or something. And that's cool to be provided that. I mean, if you don't have that, you're kind of left like, okay, I got to figure out what to say, and I don't even know what to say. How do you pitch this deal? How do you present this deal? How do you pique somebody's interest and get them to want to go look at some information? Those are legit questions. And so, having some semblance of a conversation in mind is going to be very helpful for you. But the truth is, there's tons of different types of conversations that we're going to have with people. And while each of them may have the same premise in mind, and that is, if we're talking about a prospecting conversation, is to, engage that person in conversation and find out if they're open to taking a look at the business that you're involved in, right? So, doing an actual invite to your business or to your products. But the truth is, you have people on Facebook and on Instagram, and you have friends that you know really well, and friends that you talk to once a year, and family members or whatever. And it's so funny because people are like, oh, don't bug your friends and family. I'm like, well, don't bug your friends and family, but why would you want to leave, people that you love and care about outside of something that you found to be truly amazing? Like I never understand that. I mean, if you think it sucks, why would you do it in the first place? And if it's good enough for you, how is it not good enough for, a good friend of yours, your bro, where you can go make some money together, or, a tight family member? You're like, hey, this is cool. I found something where we can actually, spend more time together and have a good time and make some more money. It's marketers that do that. And marketers do a great job of feasting and feeding on our fears. And, nobody wants to be cast out. Nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants to be not part of the cool kids club, okay? But here's the thing. You are going to face a lot of situations in network marketing where you need to know what to say. What happens when you get a referral? How do you approach a referral? What do you say to a referral? How do you talk to a friend that you talk to all the time about a network marketing business versus a friend that you talk to once a year? How do you talk to someone that you met in some business function and recruit them or bring up your business to them? How do you oh my gosh, your sponsor calls you up and says, hey, can you take introductions on our weekly, meeting? And you're like, oh shoot, you're like you want me to take introductions? You're like, heck, you've done it before, but maybe you weren't given the script on here's how you do it. Or like how to leave an effective voicemail message to get a call back. Like, what do you say? I get questions like that all the time. Like, Todd, what do you say to someone's voicemail so that they call you back? And, it's one of the reasons, like years ago, I produced something called the Little Black Book of Scripts. And I put that together because there were so many people, and there still are, that just don't know what to say or they don't know how to say it. And so I wrote that book. It became one of my, it's probably in terms of units sold, and I haven't done a full calculation on it, but it's in the top, it's probably the single best-selling product that I've ever produced in the last 17, 18 years. And probably because it's such an important category. It's something that they can use and open up and learn from and apply like immediately. And so I produced that book originally, like literally 17 years ago. And so the thing I was referencing at the beginning that I'm super excited about is I finally took the time to do a complete rewrite, like an insane rewrite of the Little Black Book of Scripts. It's now called the Definitive Guide. It's available now, and I am super proud of it because it literally covers every single situation that you might encounter as a network marketer, social media conversations, Instagram, DMs, Facebook stuff, how to have conversations with people on LinkedIn, warm market, cold market, people that you know well, people that you don't know well, people that respond to ads. Like I spent hours and hours and hours making this for you guys. And it's updated based on shifts and changes in the marketplace. And I'm just excited to have it out into the marketplace because now, with all the current things that are going on, you have literally a resource that you can go to use for yourself. You can use the resource to teach team members how to be more effective at communicating in conversations with people, having those chats online or offline that lead to you potentially doing business with those individuals. And so I'll make sure my team puts it on this page. By the way, if you're on my YouTube channel, I love you guys on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We may put that link in there, but you want to come back here to this episode to find the details on it. It's toddfalcone.com/episode 255. Okay. That's this episode. And you'll see the link for it. You'll see the details on it. And we're literally just releasing it right now. So it's toddfalcone.com, toddfalcone.com/episode 255. And for those of you, and I got a lot of you guys now, which is great, that are listening to me on podcasts, on Spotify or Apple or wherever you might be. And I know you're driving or whatever, and you're not seeing me, but make sure you bounce on over to this particular episode's website and get the details on it. I know you're going to absolutely dig it. It's going to be a great tool for you, so you're never stuck with, what do I say when? Like I covered every avenue you can possibly imagine, and it's why it's called the Definitive Guide. So you're going to want a copy of it. And I would encourage you to learn this stuff and then put it into use not only for your own business, but use this to teach and train others on your team. Because the thing is, if people don't know what to say, they don't know how to say it, they're likely not to say anything. Or if they do say something, they're going to screw it up. They're not going to say the right things in the right way. And there is a right way to ask questions. There's a wrong way to ask questions. Like people there's never a bad question. Okay, well, if you're learning something, I get that. Like, okay, there's never a bad question, meaning, it doesn't matter how new or naive you are, how, brand new you are to the subject, there's never a bad question. But when it comes to asking prospects questions and people that you're potentially doing business with, there are bad questions. And so I cover the good questions versus the bad questions too. So again, toddfalcone.com/episode 255. And I'm hoping your year is starting off on a very strong foot, that you hit the ground running. I'm here to serve, here to help you any way I can. Again, toddfalcone.com/episode 255. We'll see you next time.